All right, so we got a video here from Tectone. He's trying to defend several of the bad takes Asmongold have had these past few weeks. Ever since he put on a fucking rainbow shirt, it's been pretty bad. So I want to see what he has to say and how does he defend some of the comments Asmongold has made.
Guys, Asmongold has donned a gay shirt to support Pride this month, which in my opinion, it's not Pride Month, it's White Boy Summer, as everybody here obviously celebrates White Boy Summer. And since then, he has had a series of the worst takes I've ever seen. I haven't seen all of them, but I'm going to attempt to defend him in every single one to have my boys back and see just how truly bad these takes were, having someone refresh my memory, of course. But yes, I believe he needs to remove it. It is rotting his brain like the mold on his walls or the Sonichu medallion. So let's talk about it. The first bad take that he had is, and I quote, "Aborting a baby at 9 months is completely acceptable." Let's get the full context and let's see what he actually meant, because we're obviously going to hear about these in the future. So let's give the honest
Interesting.
take.
9 months is pretty wild, but
the gay shirt.
I'm assuming it's like kind of.
Do you think terminating a 9-month-old pregnancy should be allowed? Yeah, I do.
No, it should not.
Definitely not.
The reason why,
universally aborting a 9-month-old pregnancy it's just murder, guys.
Yeah, 9 months is crazy. To abortion is insane. The only argument here, which maybe he's going to say, is like if that baby has some like really, if this risk of the baby being born is going to put the mom in like her life in jeopardy, at that point, it's a life or life. I can be behind abortion in that case. I know some people will say, "Well, you just get a C-section." That doesn't necessarily mean she can't die for complications even from a C-section. So I'm not really like that argument either. She's have to actually physically push it out of her womb. Some people talk about C-sections, but even then, regardless of whether it's C-section or not, if it puts her life in jeopardy, I would think it sucks. But I think that's the only few times I can see it actually being a viable response. I'm trying to think what other reason could I possibly like, because look, I know some people are going to agree with me or disagree with me. I mean, if I was born limbless, paraplegic, I had no arms, no legs, and I had the knowledge I have right now, I'd probably want to die. I'll put that out there. It sounds fucking hard to say. It's so tough to say, but I mean, look, I'm just putting it out there. I'm not, obviously that is a fucking rare case, that is insanely rare case. So I'm curious, what could his reasoning be on this?
Let's just be completely real. It's just murder. Now,
it is.
He is most likely arguing for an exception, not the rule. Let's hear about it.
Is because I think that's a decision a doctor should make.
Sure.
Okay.
If a doctor strictly tells a mother they need to abort their child, that's very different. But we're arguing the exception, not the rule here.
And I just
right.
It's a very easy decision.
Okay.
Sickening? Well, let me explain my reasoning.
Okay.
So the reason why I'd be okay with it is because I think that the overwhelming majority of people that would be terminating 9-month-old pregnancies would be people who probably are doing so because of some dramatic, unexpected, crazy change of, like, let's say the kid, for example, has manifested some sort of debilitating illness that makes it, non-viable, right? And I think this happens, right, is that kids manifest illnesses, like very, very early, very late on. And what, you think that doesn't happen? Like a brain death or something like that? Yeah.
I would actually, the more Asmongold explains his stance on this, the more I can agree. By being an open-minded individual like myself, I believe the overwhelming majority of abortions that are happening specifically at 9 months are due to extreme scenarios. I don't believe there is a commonality of women aborting babies at 9 months. I believe this rarely
Right,
happens.
I
believe
don't-
when it does happen,
Yeah,
it is
exactly.
for extreme scenarios. And why don't we go ahead and fact check that shit right now? I completely understand what he's saying. It ain't common
Yes.
yet. No, specifically at 9 months should only be to extreme scenarios. I don't believe there's a
Right.
commonality of
Yeah, so-
aborting a baby at 9 months for convenience. Abortions at 9 months, roughly 36 weeks gestation, near full term, are extremely rare, effectively negligible national statistics. Absolutely. Majority reasoning, late-term abortions are overwhelmingly driven by serious medical issues or significant delays in assessing care. Yes. So I think that's a very fair take. I believe
Yeah,
he was
I can
taking
agree
out
with
of
this.
context and what he said. I believe it is fair for what he said that the majority of those abortions are due to extraneous circumstances.
This is the problem when you answer questions like, all right, should you be able to abort a baby at 9 months? Like, and your answer is yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you typically have to give it that politician answer, where you don't necessarily say yes. You say like yes with the extreme cases or circumstances. You know, because obviously if you just say yes, you're like, wow, you're a fucking murderer. You want babies to be murdered constantly, but it depends on the situation. That's why you have to be very careful. Because like, I imagine when Asmongold said extra shit, and at the time I didn't even know he said all this extra shit about it. The entire clip that went around was that he was, oh yes, I think you should be able to abort 9-month-old babies, and he was like, oh, they might have Down syndrome. I thought that was the initial opinion of his, that they're a burden on society, but it's a bit more grounded in that than what I thought at least.
Is often coming at the life of the mother. Now let's go for the next take, which is Asmongold replies, common eugenics W. Let's keep going here.
Were mad about something that I said. There were a lot of people mad about this. And so basically, there's been a big controversy on the internet about people that, basically people that went and they decided to have an abortion because their kid had Down syndrome, right? And so this post got 21 million views. A lot of people.
I don't think Ridgway is an absolute piece of shit for merely aborting and killing his kid just because it has Down syndrome. Let's keep going here.
I don't agree with aborting somebody who has Down syndrome, because for the most part, Down syndrome people they're still very effective in society. Yet, they're. So yeah, I don't agree.
And so, people are really opinionated. They're mad at them.
I can
for
understand
doing that. And I
why they might
replied
want
with the
to,
most polite
but
and
you
reasonable
shouldn't.
thing possible. I'd kill the kid too. Down syndrome is a lifelong impairment, and it would be better if no one had it. Being able to control and filter out for these defects is better for everyone.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I remember.
Supporting eugenics is due to the fact that when do we draw the line? And the snowball effect it can have on our society. I understand if we were able to prevent the birth of all of debilitating diseases for maybe a century and remove them from the gene pool, that would be a overwhelmingly positive thing to do. However, Asmongold, with a frail structure like yourself, I would argue that parents would also want to abort a child with your same skeletal structure, and I believe the world is better with someone like you in it, even though your bones and your physique are lacking. That's the problem with eugenics, is when do we draw the line? Reading from script? No, sometimes when I have to think, I just don't look at the script. No, I don't have. No, it's... You can see.
I was not expecting that.
Script. Anyways, let's keep going.
I was
Eugenics
not
W.
expecting that. What the fuck, Tectone? Holy shit, man. Oh my god.
That's what I think. That's my opinion. So, yeah, and I saw what you did there. I guess so. And brutal response. Well, the thing is that, and I think that a lot of people don't understand how, totally, fucking awful it is to deal with, a person you have to take care of for the rest of your life, right? And, also,
you can just give the baby up for adoption.
You really can.
If you don't want the kid, have the kid and then give it up for adoption. It will find somebody that does.
Man,
most of the time, I mean, unless it's a tragedy, kids outlive their parents. So the parents like make a decision that they want to have this kid, and then this kid needs like lifelong care, and you have to constantly, like take care of this person.
This is what I consider a retard ass take.
I think so too.
Encouraging parents to kill their unborn children because it's going to have Down syndromes, I believe, is insane. But that's just my opinion. If you don't want the kid, have it and then put it up for adoption. It will find parents that want to take care of it rather than murdering it.
Yeah, I have the same opinion on this right here. Like, so Down syndrome is when we're talking about disabilities of children face that have complications in life, it is one of the like smallest minute difficulties or physical disabilities that somebody can have. Like it's not obviously when somebody has Down syndrome, you look at them in the face, you can tell they have Down syndrome. Like everybody fucking knows it. There's that picture of the fucking Tony the Tiger. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Even in the case that say you found out that when the kid comes out where he's fully retarded, and I don't mean that negatively, right? That is the correct terminology. When he can't even control his movements. He can't speak. He does like the, re type thing. You know what I mean? I was still, and it's like, if it got that far in the pregnancy, like you can give it up for adoption. I understand that is really tough for a parent to have to like fucking, that is your kid still, but like nobody would want that to happen to anybody. But it's like we're talking in this particular case, we're talking about Down syndrome. Detail that actually Pablo Pineda overcame to become a teacher. Colette DeVito's journey in building her cookie company. Like there are successful people out there with Down syndrome. Obviously, that's not normal always, but I didn't think Down syndrome was that bad. Well, we'll see.
Oh no!
I actually heard about this. Okay.
Did they eat it? Did they? No. On May 11th, while Guao traveled aboard.
This was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. A very famous dog on Instagram with 1.58 million followers. Its owner was on a business trip, and the caretaker was letting it out for a piss without a leash in the front yard, which is completely normal to do. And so a random person picked up the dog, sold the dog to a meat shop. It was killed and put in sandwiches. And the person who killed his dog by selling it to a meat shop for $21 was not charged criminally because you're allowed to do that in this country if they're not on a leash.
A man and woman grabbed the collared GPS-tracked dog near Ningling County in the Henan province and sold him for 181. Well, how much is 181?
It's about $21.
Yeah, how much is that in real money? 26. So they sold this. Wait, so they sold a famous dog for $26?
Dude, that's nothing, right?
I feel like you could have gotten way more than that, right?
Yeah, I don't understand.
And so they sold it for $26 to a dog meat restaurant where he was killed.
It's fucking
I mean,
horrible.
I'm glad I'm glad I don't live in fucking China. I just don't understand how you can do this and get away with it because like, but $26 is fucking nothing,
China's
man.
evolving views on pets amid rural dog meat traditions, with Guao pushing for justice and no settlement. So they literally took your prize, fancy, famous dog, and they sold it to people. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't be laughing.
I'm glad he at least acknowledges he shouldn't be laughing because this one was fucking painful, bro. This is like one of the saddest stories I've ever heard in my life. This shit fucked me up. Like, I mean, like...
all right. So, Asmongold has made shit comments before when it comes to dogs. I wholeheartedly disagree with his opinion on this because does anybody know the history of dogs? Like does everybody realize that if it weren't for man or humans, your modern dogs, they would not exist. A lot of these dog breeds, like most of them, they were all wolves. We took wolves, trained them and raised them, domesticated them, and they evolved into dogs. That's just how it happens. So I'm so against that. You should not be eating dogs. We created them for the sole specific purpose of being pets, to hunt, do all kind of shit. Or nobody ever like created wolves with the or bred them selectively just to say, all right, we want to raise them and grow them like cattle. It's not the case. It never has been. I'm not sure at what point in time when we decided, when China decided to do that. I really don't know. It's not. I'm gonna show you. This is a really, 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 really old clip.
Put off human. Dogs are important. Okay. That's up to you. Fuck you saying that? Bro, people get their feelings hurt, right? Damn, like that's crazy. Why y'all how y'all get your feelings hurt over that shit? It's a fucking dog, man. Oh my god. This is so sad. Some people are so emotional over shit. It's just embarrassing. Empathy for life? I was not born with that. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I'm not programmed that way. And I'm not sorry. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I gotta run these ads. Okay, the ads are good. I have to go.
I mean, I remember when he said this live on stream, and then like a few weeks later, he puts out so much. He said, "Oh man, it's so wrong what Logan Paul did to the pig." And it's like, dude, I don't understand like how you can sit there and make comments like you don't care about dogs, you don't like them, whatever. And it's like, and then the next few weeks later, you're reprimanding Logan Paul for having a pet pig, yeah, and how he treated it. I don't understand. Like you don't give a fuck, and like, and it's fine he feels that way, but I disagree with it. You know,
like. Dog, like I'm a big animal lover. I have 3 cats and a dog, and I'm sorry, bro. Like if you would ever hurt my animals, I would just kill you, straight up. I would have to. Like if someone were to do this to my dog, right, I would be in jail 100%. Like this story makes me fucking sick. I really can't even find a way to laugh at this. I mean, this is awful. This is a travesty.
Yeah,
I would have to go John Wick.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't think we can talk about this one anymore. This is horrible. This is terrible. This is outrageous. This should never happen. It's this.
Good. I think the problem is, and people don't realize, Asmongold is a bit of a sociopath. He acknowledges
he doesn't care,
he shouldn't think that it's funny, but Asmongold
yeah,
is
he knows he doesn't. He knows he doesn't care.
I think he's laughing at how fucking disgusting it is, and that will be my defense of Asmongold for that one. All right, now we have another one where Asmongold defended Demonishki when Demonishki is someone who decided to attempt to humiliate another content creator after their wife cheated on them and fucked their best friend, and that content creator almost killed themselves due to this, all while Demi is advocating for men's mental health. Wow. So you advocate for men's mental health and then you laugh at a person's suicide attempt. Very classy.
Now, let me explain the difference, okay? Now, every man understands this, but maybe there are some women out there that don't.
Okay.
Men don't really care about if you're fat. They care about where you're fat. So there are plenty of guys that have no problem with a girl that is like 170, 180 pounds. Of course. If those pounds are in the right places, okay? So whenever the weight,
I disagree with that.
All of your weight is in your upper arms and in your stomach, that is called a fat pig. That's called a fat, disgusting pig. But if all the weight is in your thighs, ass, and tits, and you have a thin face, that is called a fertility goddess, and we have to respect and worship them. So that's the difference.
So the problem is that Asmongold, I understand what he's saying. Asmongold hasn't had that much sex. And
Yeah, I
what he
imagine
doesn't
so.
understand is, so let me show you who he's calling a quote-unquote fertility goddess. Let's pull this up. So Asmongold
shit.
believes that this is a quote-unquote fertility goddess because he's young and impressionable and he doesn't know the tricks that women use. Because
Yeah,
Asmongold has been a scrawny
I
skeleton
know
his
this
entire
all
life.
too well.
These are what you call
Yep.
spandex
Yep.
leggings.
Yep.
And do you know what else
They
they're called?
wear them because
And
it
you can
makes
fact
them
check
look
this.
good.
They're called spandex leggings,
Exactly.
aka contouring leggings. And do you know what else they're called? Anti-cellulite leggings for women. Yes, these leggings are the ones that shape and contour unto appearing like she has anything like all of that. But if you look in the 4K and you go down, you can see her fat pad bulging out right there because not even the leggings can hide all that cellulite. And there it is. Editor, draw an arrow to
Oh my
right
god.
there.
Oh god, no, he doesn't. No way.
Absolutely not. Not an A or S
You're
tier
fucking
body.
wild
That is
for
a hit,
that.
my friend. We now have only a 4.
Look, as someone who has worked in retail for like a good portion of their life, the amount of fucking women that you will see wearing leggings and shit, sometimes the leggings are so small that are not for their frame. They walk in and I shit you not, you literally can see through them. You will see their underwear. It is so bad sometimes where you can actually fucking see the cellulites on their skin through the fucking leggings. I shit you not. Dude, leggings on a girl that's not attractive at all can actually make her very attractive. And in fact, most guys, a lot of guys, especially where I'm from, you will find a lot of like 6s and 7s and even 8s in terms of attractiveness for guys. They will be fucking dating 3s and 4s. These women will be fucking look like they're wearing 100 to 200 more pounds than a guy. You know what it is? For the most part, a lot of guys generally don't give a fuck about you being fat or weight or even being ugly. They just fucking want somebody to come home to. That's literally all it has to be. I'm telling you, women have it so fucking easy, and people don't realize this shit. If you're fucking a 400-pound fucking wildebeest, and you're fucking want to complain about how men are fucking so toxic and shit, then I'm sorry, you're fucking retarded. There are a fuck ton of men out there that will fucking, you can easily, as a ugly, fat bitch, date well above your range. You 100% can. How many times will you see, you go to a shopping center, a mall, Walmart, what it is, you will see a fucking Tyrone person, not to be, I'm not being racist here, I'm just saying, we'll just call him Tyrone. You'll see this black guy. He's tall. He's fucking fit. He's muscular as fuck. No homo, I would say this guy, he is very attractive for his stature and his age. But guess who he's with? Guess what woman he's with? What does the woman look like? This woman's probably almost as tall as he is, maybe a little bit shorter. Sometimes she may even be taller than he is. But I guarantee you the woman he's dating probably weighs about 200 more pounds than he does. I'm sorry. It's the fucking truth. They're like, yes, there are probably a very small amount of women who like will date very fat guys, but it is far and few in between compared to men. Men generally, for the most part, Tectone would probably disagree with me here, but a majority of men will date fucking ugly women. Looks and attractiveness really isn't all about it. You could be super fat and ugly, but it's about how you carry yourself. Are you putting makeup on, or are you dressing up, or instead are you coming up like fucking some random ugly bitch at Walmart who wants to wear a half top or a crew top shirt with fucking their entire stomach exposed, where she's so fat you think, damn, is she pregnant or just fucking fat? And then she's wearing shorts that come up to her fucking, where she's literally showing her ass out of it. And dude, she's like fucking 400 pounds. Like, women like that, obviously most guys, they stay clear from. but you can be fucking fat and ugly and be pulling fucking sevens. It's true. Most guys will date fucking ugly bitches.
Boyd would post like this of another girl in an attempt to shame her, or a real misogynist.
An A or S type body is so insane to me.
Is right here. And then Asmongold says, you guys really didn't like that I said that. Good. That means the only guys left I have to compete with for girls like this are
this is a funny comment.
AKA saying black people love fat.
That is funny.
Which is true. Absolutely true.
I mean, it's true.
We have another take of Asmongold saying that Eve looks like a 12-year-old child. Not going to lie, I think this character looks too young, and I don't think her voice actress matters her appearance either. Even the first game was perfect. She had a very vanilla face. This one I'm not a big fan of. Maybe I'm becoming an old man. That's just my 2 cents. Still looking forward to the game, though. Asmongold...
She's babyface. I mean, I'll straight up, she's babyface. I don't think she's tomboyish. I think she does have she's babyface, and a lot of that is a trait that a lot of Asians have, where they will look babyface.
You said that chick looked 12 years old. You are wrong. Let's watch the full clip.
I'm listening.
Absolutely, right here, you can't tell me this dude look like a face of a baby. I mean, Asians have this face. It's very common for Asians to have it. I can understand where he's coming from, but if Asmon's, he's just being fucking stupid here. Absolutely.
The Scarlet Sin. That's the beginning and end of it all. How about you try taking a hit?
You're acting a little strange today.
I don't like her voice though. I really don't.
Why does she look 12 and talk like she's 30?
Yeah,
it's called
I'm
being
sorry.
A tomboy, Asmongold.
No, I mean no disrespect towards the voice actor or actress. She probably is a good actress. I think, however, she's horribly casted. I don't think that voice fits her body and frame. I generally don't. And we can have this argument whatever you want to. And I will down this hill. But let's say you have somebody in a game who looks just like Michael Tyson or Mike Tyson, and you have no idea who Mike Tyson is. Let's just say he's not even a popular celebrity. He looks like Mike Tyson. He also sounds like Mike Tyson, but he's a fucking complete nobody. People would lose their shit saying, why does he fucking sound like that? Why does he sound like that? He shouldn't sound like that. It doesn't fit his body frame. Granted, there are people out there that sound like that. When it comes to video games and shit like that, he shouldn't sound like that. You know what I mean? It's literally the same thing. I disagree. I don't like the voice either. I really don't. This is one of those few times where it's like, if I do play Stellar Blade, I probably will play in another language. Just my opinion.
And tomboys are the sexiest version of women. Anyways, that was me doing my best to defend as many takes as I could of Asmongold. However, some are indefensible, and I hope you'll acknowledge that. Asmongold. Better yet, attention all thick Asian women. Please go to Asmongold's house, strip him bare, take off that shirt, and give that man a child. Appreciate it.
Listen, I'm gonna put this out. So obviously I'm gonna show you a clip from a English dubbed anime, and obviously it was done on purpose, but I fucking hate it. And I'll show you why. It doesn't work and doesn't fit. Here we go. If you've known about anything, like obviously a lot of people will say Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is a fucking abridged series. There are a lot of characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, they sound fine, but when it came to English dub, they just threw shit at the wall here. They did not give a fuck. They turned this show into to be as dumb as possible.
Did I scare you already? Well, get a load of this! My trap card! West Machine Acid Virus! Now here's the deal! I sacrifice a water monster, then the hunt starts! Cause every one of your machines, like that Cyber Dragon, is instantly crushed!
Like, this is hilarious as hell, alright? But I would expect this from an actual fan-made abridged series. I fucking hated this voice. And it's the type of shit, this is why I think Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is one of the fucking worst fucking series we ever had. Like, it has some really good moments in it, man, but like, I wanted to show you, let me just show you what does it sound like in the Japanese version. Alright, here we go. Just to show you, let's see the difference, right?
どうした？おじけづいたか？迷いを吹っ切ってやろう。レバースカードオープン。トラップカード3のラストマッシュウイルスを発動。俺のフィールドの 水属性モンスターを1体生贄に捧げ、貴様のフィールド、手札、そして3ターンの間にドローしたカードに機械属モンスターがある場合、これを破壊する。さびつけサイバードラゴン。
Do you see what I'm saying? It's so bad. I hate it. I can't stand it. It is done entirely for own purpose, right? But I fucking hate it. As always, peace out, everyone.